have integrity can say, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, yes, because it would be incumbent on him, right, that he wouldn't have prior dealings.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Mr. Sharon is getting up next.
I find it interesting that there's lots of capacity to give Rice more capacity in the sewer system, but we didn't have enough for the Canadian Tire store. Why did we suddenly have capacity when we didn't before? Got lots of capacity. Okay, I was at a meeting, this through you to Mr. Cook. I'd never heard we were going to replace the fire hall in Grand Bend until last Thursday night. Can you verify that they're going to, or we're not going to?
It's news to me.
I stated at the meeting that there has been discussions on the fire hall. I didn't say it was going to be replaced.
That was what was said by someone else. That it was due to be replaced because it was out of date, etc.
It's never been discussed at the fire board.
No.
Thank you. Mr. Bonesteel raised
That
the
wasn't, I don't, where is that on the agenda?
fire meeting.
Okay.
I didn't ask the fire chief. There's a part of the fire
I
meeting.
assume I direct the question to the mayor, if you'd like clarification.
I asked, pardon me, I said through you to Mr. Cook. I followed the protocol.
Fair enough.
Okay. Mr. Bonesteel raised the question about education. Perhaps you might consider, like we do with the assessment review board, that when a complaint is filed, a folder is sent to the person filing the complaint of the protocol, or we have it in the office for that matter, of the protocol required, so we don't have as many bad applications as you might have, because the people, this is a new process, so it's good.
To get the protocol in place.
I sent a letter to council with Mr. Russell, but regardless, the last meeting, we were informed.
It's on council, by the way.
Sorry?
You want me to answer that? I just delivered it to the clerk tonight.
Okay.
It was addressed to the mayor and council.
Yeah.
Didn't go by my protocol, if I remember correctly.
This afternoon, because of what was said at the last meeting, I went to the Grand Bend office and I looked at the assessment maps and I got the numbers of lots in here in Woods. Because I have a concern that we're not charging developers appropriately for development charges.
Where's this on the agenda, sir?
It should be in the minutes, because it came up the last council and the clerk said we weren't charging developers for development charges, that we were doing it on the building permits. So
That's on the development charges.
I said development charges are due when building permits are issued.
but that's not the intention for the act. The act is so that developers pay their fair share. There's 4 plans of subdivision, and there's 5 meets and bounds described parcels of land in here in Woods. That means there's 20, approximately, I could have missed the number, 224 buildable lots in the original format. At $3,000 per lot for the hard services and water services, and for a period from 1990 to the present is 23 years. That's 46 time periods of calculation. The money should have been in a life cycle reserve fund, and if you take 3% as the average earnings over those 23 years, that's $1,332,929.61 that should have been there to be spent on things like the fire truck you had to buy. It wasn't there. And if you want to check it,
When did we start development charges?
2006.
2006.
we've always had impost fees. Before that, and the impost fees did not go into life cycle refund, that's new, or pardon me, reserve funds, that's new. And we're supposed to get that money ahead of, there's over over 70 lots that are vacant in the Huron Woods. The users and taxpayers of this municipality are carrying the cost for that development. I can give you more, and if you want to figure it out, to do the calculation of what 672,000 is, you use a logarithm, and you use 0.015 with a component of 46, and that will give you that figure.
Thank you.
So why are we carrying developers? I'm paying for it in the office, for the sewer charges that haven't been paid.
Okay.
You're on sewers, you're paying for, everybody that's on sewers is carrying the developers on the sewer charges. Every taxpayer is carrying the developers on the hard services and on the water costs.
Thank
Do you
you.
have an answer why we're not charging
Why we're not charging?
the developer?
We are.
No, you aren't. No, the developer never pays them.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, I
Thank
asked you at the last meeting if there was a bylaw and an agreement with South Bend. I find now that you signed an agreement on the 31st of March 2011. That never came to council.
That was approved by council.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you.
It was approved by the previous council.
We'll clarify what's going on.
That doesn't clarify.
That
Did
wasn't
you-
on the agenda.
Did you sign the agreement?
Yes.
Then did you cause it to be enforced and is it registered? 'Cause I was told under oath it was registered.
Pardon?
I was told under oath that this agreement was registered in title. Was it?
I don't have that information.
Okay, did you cause,
Thank you. That's on the agenda here. We're clarification for points on the agenda.
I asked you at the last meeting,
Yes?
so it was on the agenda because it's in the minutes, it should be in the minutes that I asked you. Don't hide from the truth, just tell us.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Upby?
My question about the per capita sewage contribution was not a frivolous one, and the council should not be misled by people quoting water consumption figures, because the difference between water consumption figures and sewage flows is very significant, and in some cases can be more than twice as much, depending on the quality of the sewers that are installed in the municipality and the level of the water tables. And so, even with brand new sewers installed to the current standards, there's still a very significant infiltration into sewer systems that causes the sewage flows to be significantly larger than the water consumption. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, subsequent question.
Yeah, sorry, this also pertains to the code of conduct, just because I know that there was some procedure stuff going in effect with when you develop the code of conduct and how you're dealing with things. Is it gonna be the integrity commissioner's responsibility to develop a kind of reprimand schedule, or how's council gonna deal with any complaints that they deal with? Are you guys gonna, is the integrity commissioner gonna come back to you and say, yeah, the complaint's valid, how do you decide to go from here, or does he decide what the consequences are as well?
We asked for 4 steps to be followed as far as the advice and education and procedures. Okay.
So the municipal act specifies the 2 options available for the integrity commissioner, and the original recommendation, subject to council's approval, is that he or she makes the recommendation to council as to what punitive actions are taken. There are 2 available in the municipal act.
So to answer the question, the integrity commissioner will make the recommendation to you? Okay.
I think that's it. Anything else?
Yeah, why would you need an integrity commissioner when you've got a council that's integrous? Many people have been. So you created something you don't need.
You haven't been here the last 2 years, have you?